It is my third class, biology for class 8. Today we will discuss about manuring. When we add manures in our field, it is termed as manuring. यानी मैन्योर को खेत में देने को मैन्योरिंग कहते हैं. मैन्योर्स ऑर्गेनिक सब्सटेंसेस होते हैं which we get from dead plants, dead animals, wastes. Manuring means provide nutrients to the soil. The nutrients include mainly mineral salts which are required by plants for their proper growth. But cultivating in the same field continuously may deplete the amount of nutrients. So to maintain the amount of nutrients in the soil, we can add manures or fertilizers. Manuring is done in two ways. First is natural methods and second is manual methods. Natural methods में पहला है फील्ड फैलो. एक बार अपने खेत को छोड़ देना पड़ता है 2-3 साल तक ताकि उसकी मिट्टी इनरिच हो जाए, रीगेन कर ले, अपने लॉस्ट न्यूट्रिएंट्स को फिर से प्राप्त कर ले और फिर उस खेत को तैयार करके हम खेती करते हैं. इस प्रोसेस को फील्ड फैलो कहते हैं. पर्टिकुलर फील्ड इज लेफ्ट without growing crops for one or more seasons. During this period, the field regain nutrients which have been used by the plants. When we leave the field uncultivated, small organisms and microorganisms start working on dead and decomposed minerals which are collected in the field. They convert dead and decomposed materials into similar substances, that is nutrients. Field fallow is a natural way of maintaining the fertility of the soil. Second is the crop rotation. अगर कोई आदमी अपने खेत में अल्टरनेट करके डिफरेंट टाइप्स के क्रॉप को प्लांट करे, इसे क्रॉप रोटेशन कहते हैं. डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ न्यूट्रिएंट्स इन डिफरेंट प्रोपोर्शन the soil contains. Different types of crops use nutrients in different proportions. अलग अलग फसल को अलग अलग proportion में nutrients चाहिए. Therefore, if we sow the same crop continuously, some particular nutrients are used by the crop in excess and these nutrients get depleted rapidly. ये nutrients तेजी से खत्म हो जाएंगे. Therefore, crop rotation method is useful, in which different types of crops are cultivated in the same field in alternate season so as to maintain the amount of nutrients in the soil. For example, cereal crops like rice and wheat use up large amount of nitrogen from the soil. Therefore, after growing rice or wheat, we should grow legumes. Legumes means दलहन. In the same field, leguminous plants के बारे में आप जानते होंगे. इनके रूट में नोड्यूल्स होती हैं, इनके रूट्स में गांठें होती हैं, जिनमें राइजोबियम नाम का बैक्टीरिया पाया जाता है. ये बैक्टीरिया एटमॉस्फेरिक नाइट्रोजन को ट्रैप करके नाइट्रेट और नाइट्राइट में कन्वर्ट कर देता है, so that plant can use it. And third one is mixed cropping. Mixed cropping means growing of 2 or more crops in a particular field in the same season. एक ही सीजन में 2 या 2 से ज्यादा क्रॉप्स को खेत में उगाने को मिक्स्ड क्रॉपिंग कहते हैं. In this method, crops are selected in such a way that products and waste materials from one crop help in the growth of the other. For example, wheat and mustard, cotton and groundnut can be grown together in the same field. And second one is manual methods. that is composting. Adding compost to the soil is termed as composting, which increases the fertility of the soil. Compost is made up of waste organic materials. If waste materials like food waste, cow dung, fallen leaves, farm wastes are dumped into a pit, पिट गड्ढे को कहते हैं, अगर उसमें जमा कर दें हम सब, then bacteria and fungi start working on them and convert them into simpler substances or nutrients. This is called compost. And second one is addition of chemical substances, that is chemical fertilizers. Compost prepared by organic materials do not contain some important nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. जो कंपोस्टिंग हमने किया था उसमें नाइट्रोजन, फास्फोरस, पोटेशियम नहीं मिल पाता है. इसके लिए फैक्ट्री में बनती है खाद, जिस केमिकल फर्टिलाइजर होता है. These nutrients are manufactured in fertilizer industries. Fertilizers are man-made chemical substances that contain one or more nutrients which are required for the plant growth. The most widely used minerals are nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. आपने केमिकल फर्टिलाइजर के बोरा पर लिखा हुआ देखा होगा NPK, N for nitrogen, P for phosphorus and K for potassium. We can provide the soil with mineral salts just by adding fertilizers to the soil by but excessive use of fertilizer can destroy the texture of the soil. अगर हद से ज़्यादा यूज करेंगे तो texture of the soil destroy हो जाएगा. Texture का मतलब छू करके जो मिट्टी हम देखते हैं उसका texture कहलाता है. And chemical fertilizer may also lead to the pollution of groundwater as they percolate through the soil. Percolate माने रिस करके जमीन के अंदर चला जाना. एक क्वेश्चन दे रहा हूँ lastly. What is the main differences between a compost or oblique manures and fertilizers? Manure और fertilizer के difference क्या है?